Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Darren. Hope you're all well and have a fun stitchy week. So today we're back with another stitch with me, and this one I'll have to insert a picture. I haven't printed it off yet. This one will be Snow Dragon, and I think I have a couple of questions. Not an awful lot, but I have a couple this time, I think. So I think some of these questions I've actually pulled off twice. So you will have to excuse me, and I'm hoping that you can see this floss on here as I'm stitching. I'll say with this one it's all pale colours, so hopefully you'll be able to see them. Now you definitely won't hear the cats today. They're zombed. Two boys will sleep on the settee, and Kitty's in one of the baskets. So they definitely won't be running around. Well, they shouldn't be anyway. But you know what they're like. Normally I start recording, they wake up. So we will see. So this one is being done on 28 count easy guide, and I'm doing it 2 over 1/10 stitch. Now this one I'm doing because it kind of resembles a Christmassy theme. It has a little dragon on it going to some mistletoe. Well, I think it's mistletoe anyway. Or some berries anyway. So we're going to class it as a Christmassy theme one. Since we're doing Christmas in July. So had my second jab. Not had any side effects from this one. I got a little bit of a headache on Saturday, but that didn't last long. And I got the sore arm. That was it. So normally they say on your second one you get like the flu-like symptoms, which I was not looking forward to. But luckily I never got those, which is good. Now we've got a house inspection today. So it's Tuesday today. So I've taken the day off work. I've pulled a sickie instead of using my holiday days up. So not very often I'm not sick, so I'm sure they won't mind me having one day. I'll just put it down to the jab and say that the symptoms came out a couple of days later. So work is still fairly busy. Now they did say, well, one of the bosses said that they want 5 new members of staff, and they've already got one. When this one person is due to start, I have no idea. You'd have thought with it being busy, they'd have got them in straight away, but they haven't. So I have no idea what's going on there. So at the moment, there's only 5 of us in the saw part itself. I say, because Shane's now in the truck, so he only helps out if he's not got no loads. So there's only 5 of us. So there's 2 people on one saw, and on the other 3 saws, which is my saw, the other 2, there's only 1 person on them at the moment. So that's why they need 5 more members of staff. So we'll see how quickly they get those in. It's a bit chilly here again this morning. It's 5 degrees when I got up. It's only meant to be the tops of, I think, 20 today. So it warms up all right. The house won't though, but it warms up nice outside. And then we get a little burst of heat towards the end of the week. I think we go up to 26, I think it's forecast for up here. And then the day after it goes back down to like 19. So it's going to torment us. But spring is not far. It's just around the corner. And then that's when things really start to heat up. And before you know it, Christmas will be here. So as I say, I've got a couple of questions. So we'll go through those. Like I say, I don't think there's many, but we'll go through them anyway. And then we'll see where we get to at the end. So, I might as well just finish this strand here first, and then we'll find the question too. So if we do disappear all of a sudden, I do apologise. It probably means that the realtor's turned up to do the house inspection. They're normally not here long anyway. Come in, take a couple of photos and go. They're here for about 10 minutes, that's it. Let's see if I can thread this through. I'm using one of the Easy Guide Baltic needles. Which, you know, easy to finish your threads off them. And I haven't got another needle to hand at the moment, so that's why. Here we go, I managed it, yay. So the realtors are meant to be here between 10:30 and 12:30. But normally, they're not here till the back end of it, so it's probably about 12:30 or just after. I think the last time they had one, I think she turned up at 1:30. She was only a little bit late. But the round that she has to do, there's a lot of elder generation, and they like to talk, so they wouldn't let her go. So that brought her behind. Stitch in. Alright, so that's there. 1, 2. So I'm just using this one colour. So first question then is from Jodie. I've started get my teeth in. I'm sorry, pterodactyl's going over again. I've started I can't even speak. I have started a dimension full coverage kit until I have my Haed project all kitted up. My problem is I started at the bottom right hand corner and I'm hating it. I usually work from top down. Now how can I get to the top to work my way to make sure the count is right? I'm afraid to move straight to the top left corner, and then when I get to the bottom right where I started, my count will be off. So do I just start heading my stitches towards the top left corner, or what? How would you tackle this problem? So with that one, what I would do is there's two ways to do it. One, you can either just stitch across and up to the corner that you want to start from, which would mean either going up, where's my finger? Yeah, either up the side and then across, or you can go diagonally across. Or if you're confident with your counting, you can just count across to where you need to go. Me personally, I would stitch across just to make sure. So if needs be, just pick one main colour that you know is going to go all the way across to the corner where you need to be, and just stitch that, and obviously skip any other colours in between it. But that's how I would do it. And then when you get to the top where you need to be, you can then obviously work your way back down, and then you'll know that it's going to be in the correct way. That's what I did with the dolphin piece when I wanted to get to the dolphins. Just picked one colour, that was the main colour that led closest to the dolphins, and then just stitched across with that one. So that's how I would do it anyway. I mean, if other people have any other ideas, by all means. But I'm going to say another one is, I'd say, by counting. So if you've got some pins, just count up and go across. So I'm going to say it depends if you're stitching. I'm assuming you'll be doing 1 over 1. I don't think you'll be doing 2 over 2 on dimensions. I could be wrong. If you're doing 1 over 1, it's easy. If you're doing 2 over 2, then I suggest taking your time, because I tried counting up with the Archangel. I'm doing that 2 over 2 on the 32 count, and I gave up. So I'm just stitching my way up to the top, because I prefer to work top down. So it just depends on how you stitch and how you prefer to stitch. Just do this little bit so then I know what I'm up to before I go looking for the next question. Big block of this colour, so that's why I've picked this one. That's why I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing. So next one is from Viv's Crafts, who watched my whip parade. And she put, thanks for the whip parade, which are all full coverage. My question: how do you decide what to work on? Do you have a specific rotation or system? No, I don't. Excuse me. So I just obviously I have set ones that I want to focus on. So which is my supersized tiger family of the jungle, and then my big cats, because I'm doing a challenge on that one. At the moment, I've got the mystery cell out as well, because there's a challenge on that one for the 30-day stitch along with the cross stitch studio. But other than that, no. I mean, this month obviously it's Christmas in July, so I'm just picking kind of Christmassy themed ones. But normally I just have a quick rummage through and think, oh, I've not worked on that one for a while, so I'll pull that one out. Or it's like if whip go numbers are called and I'm like, right, I need to work on that one, so I might work on that one a little bit more. But no, I don't have a rotation. I really should get one, because obviously some projects get more work on it than others. So I really should get some form of rotation or something going. So, but what I might do is use the Mini Decisions app and put all my projects in there, and then just once a week, just, well, because I stitch on a different project every day, except for weekends. So I might just every day just spin it and see what it says to work on, or just do it before I do my update video, because obviously on my update video I always say, well, I've started saying now what I want to work on. Oops, I did that one wrong. For the next week, so I may put everything in my mini decisions app and do it that way. But yeah, I don't have any specific rotation or anything like that of what I want to work on and how I want to do it. I just stick my hand in my box and that sounds so wrong. And stick my hand in the container and pull out the ones. Well, just pull out one and I won't work on that one this week. Mind you saying that though, when I did my whip parade, looking through, when you're going through, pulling out all your whips that you've been working on, you're like, ooh, I really should do some more work on that one. So who knows? I may do that at some point. So that one I know I've had twice. I was going through again this morning just checking for ones and I couldn't remember if I'd saved it. So next one's from Jody again. What size Q-snaps do you use for your Haeds? So I use 11 by 17 for my Haeds. Except for the ornament ones, because they're a bit obviously smaller. Those ones I'm using the 11 by 11 for the ornament ones, but for the larger projects I'm using the 11 by 17 for my Tiger family one. If you remember seeing, I got two of those little extension pieces, which add an extra 3 inches on. So for that one is actually excuse me, is on an 11 by 20, which is working out ideal because I'm working on that Tiger's head, which is absolutely huge, and when I'm over onto the far side of it, because I've got all the fabric rolled up, it's kind of getting annoying because it's in the way. So that one is actually working out really good, doing the 11 by 20. So a few people have liked the fabric I've picked for my Sunset Koala, but when I start that. So I'm hoping the colours are going to pop on there. Sorry, I was just counting. I'm getting good at this counting thing now. Right, next question. If I've got any more. Well, next one is from Michaela. Do your cats go out the house as well, or are they just indoor cats? I guess it's difficult to keep them in the house. So they are actually all just indoor cats. They don't go out the house at all. In fact, Ginge has escaped once. He ran out the front door when I opened it. He got to the top of the veranda, turned around and ran back in again. Kitty has escaped once from the cat area. It not being what we thought, we'd sealed it up properly with the mesh, but she managed to get underneath it. So now this is just according to Shane. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but apparently she got underneath it and was running around on the veranda, and Shane come out looking for her, and she come running back in and under the fabric again. So I don't think she has, to be fair. I think Shane's just saying that because I was moaning about Tiger trying to get out all the time. So I don't think she actually has, to be fair, because she's never done it again. Tiger, he's an escapee, so he will get out any way he can. You have to be careful when you're coming through the door, because he will try and get out the door. But Tiger's the only one that has actually ever really been outside, because I say he was a stray that just turned up, so he was outside anyway. And he always still keeps trying to get out. He has managed to get out a couple of times we used to leave the windows open when we went to work, especially in summer, and he's pushed the screens, so like the fly screens, he's pushed them off to get out. So we'll come home once and been sat at the front door waiting to get back in. We used to have another lad who was stopping with us, so the eldest niece's boyfriend, because he got kicked out of house. So we had him here, and he come home from work once and he was sat on again, sat down on the back door waiting to come in. And then one morning we got woke up with Tiger scratching at the screen door and at the bedroom, and I was like, "You're not going out." So I got up to tell him off, and it's like, "Hang on, he's on the outside." So I was actually on the outside, clinging on the screen, trying to get in. And it took us ages to realise how he'd got out. And what happened is, in one of the spare bedrooms, which will be my craft room, he'd managed to push the screen off right in the bottom corner, so we couldn't even figure out where he'd done it. It took us ages. And he pushed that off and got out, but obviously then he couldn't get back in because it's a fair drop from that window to the floor. So he couldn't get back in. So he knew, obviously, which bedroom we're in. So he came. What's going on here? So he came to the bedroom one and tried climbing the door. So he could get back in. I don't know how I managed to knot this up. That's one bit. There we go. That's that bit out. Now I've got a knot in it somehow. Yeah, I'll work that out. So yeah, so Tiger is the escapee of the bunch. We came home from work one day as well, and he shot straight out the door. And we were chasing him around trying to get him back in, and he went under the house. So the house that we're in is lifted off the ground. We've been in old Queensland, so it's lifted off the ground. So he went under there. I was like, oh well, it looks like he's staying out for a bit then. So I shut the front door on him, and then obviously he must have heard us feeding the other two, and he come screeching at the front door, wanted to come back in. I didn't think he'd want to stay out there long. So he didn't. But yeah, he is definitely the escapee of the bunch. It's like now when we come home from work, Ginger and Tiger come to greet us at the front door. So you have to be careful. So you have to stick your foot in the way when you're coming through, or a bag, so they can't get out. But generally, Ginger ain't bothered really about getting out now. All he's bothered about is when he's getting fed. So he knows when you're coming through the door, he's going to get fed. So he just comes, says hello, and then runs off towards the kitchen. Also, Michaela's asking if I'm going to stitch all the white background on the koala. The answer to that is no, because that's a lot of white. Unlike the native wolf, which I am stitching the white on, the koala one I'm not going to. Not at this moment in time. I'm just going to do the koala itself. That's why I chose a coloured fabric, so I don't have to stitch all the white. If, when I've done it, I feel like it needs the white, then I will put the white on. But as I say, that is an awful lot of white on there. I'm not 100% sure how many. Sorry, you can't even see what I'm doing there. Not even sure how many white stitches it is, but I know it's a lot. So no, I'm not going to be stitching all the white. Not yet. It's just way too much to do. Right, so that's that one. Kayla was playing catch up, so she sent me a couple of things. She also wants to know how big Posh Robin is. I don't think it's very big. I think it's 440 by 440. But then you take off, obviously. That's a piece of fabric that it tells you to do. So obviously it's not that, because you have to take off the corners with it being a round one. So it's not very big at all. Like I say, I'm doing it on 28 count, makes it even smaller. So it's not a big project. It's the same as the other two ornaments, the snowman and the reindeer one. That's not, they're the same size, so again, they're not very big. That one. Another one which is from Jodie. Now in my last stitch with me, I mentioned that I do one cross at a time. I don't do going across one way and then coming back. She was told that it makes your stitches neater if you do it that way, going one way and then coming back the other way. She's now switched to doing it one cross at a time. And she says, have I ever noticed the difference? To me, nope. I'm going to say I have tried it both ways, and my stitches look exactly the same, no matter which way I do it. So I've never noticed any difference with doing it one leg at a time or full crosses. This one I've already done. I've done that one. That's it. So that's all the questions I've got. So not many questions at all. Well, that's not a problem. So, right. So what we talk about now. Now, as you may have remembered, well, you may remember, a while ago I mentioned about having a craft room of some sort. I was waiting for this bed to disappear. Well, Shane's sister decided she still wants the bed. But she hasn't said when she's coming for it. So, what we did the other day, the old sofa that I used to sit on in my videos. We put it into the, it's called a sunroom, but it's not a sunroom. There's no sun in there whatsoever. We put it into there, just out the way. So we decided to take the bed down that his sister's having. So that is now out the bedroom. We've now put that sofa in what was that bedroom. Put my TV and games console in there as well. I don't really play on the games console much, but that's in there now. And I have a cupboard in there. I haven't moved everything else in there yet, but means I can now slowly start working on my craft room. Finally. So yeah, so once I've started getting it organised, I will then show you my craft room, which will mean that possibly my videos may start being done in there. Maybe. We will see. It depends on what the light will be like when I start filming in there. I'll have to see. And I just need to get some more project bags or something so I can split everything up, because some of my projects I've got like 2 in a bag or something like that. So I need to get some more project bags so I can just separate everything. And then label them all so then I can work out which one's which. Sorry, I thought I heard a car. And now I've lost you. Where are you? There we go. So then I can then put those in the cupboard, or I may get one of those little like cube shelving things and put them in there. And then I just need to then find something to organise my floss onto. I was watching Harley with Stitching Big Things with Harley the other day, and she was showing how she uses, have we done that one? Ziploc bags to store her flosses in. It's a good idea, and having the number on it, so like for the number range, like 600s and stuff like that, which is a good idea. She can't be. She says she doesn't like bobbinating. To be fair, bobbinating is a pain in the butt. I did it for the Super Size Tiger one. I didn't mind doing it, but it was a pain. I thought, well, that was a good idea. Now, I just remember I got a master set from JK's. And that one, she'd done the same. She'd split each colour up into a different bag. So it does make it easier to find. But I want mine on thread drops, because it's going to be then easier for me just to pull it off. I know it's a bit of work sorting out all the thread drops and everything. So, but that's what I want to do. But then I need to find something to put them on. So whether to have them on rings or get like one of those little pegboards and have each colour on there. I haven't decided yet. But then with it being a master set, I mean, yeah, it's fun having it all on display. But in this case, if the room is sunny, will it bleach the colours or? So I don't really want to have it out all the time. Plus I know for a fact, because I'll have that out, even though the cats aren't bothered with the floss, you know for a fact they'd want it. So we will see on that one. Again, I've got to get everything sorted out first before I even think about how I'm going to store all my floss. And I mean, I know a couple of people are getting drawers. I was watching Lisa, Cross by Floss, and she got a set of drawers. I think it was 4 drawers or something like that, to put a floss in. And I thought, well, that's a good idea as well. But we'll see. I haven't decided yet. So as I mentioned in my last video as well, I was going to go to TAFE and see about doing my course. Well, the college that I thought was TAFE next to the hospital turned out is not TAFE College. It's a university. I was like, oops, wrong one. And the other one was a bit further away. But because we had to pick up the youngest niece and take her home, didn't get a chance to go. So, depending on this week, I may get a chance to go this week and find out about the course. So, but from looking on what I can see online, now it's not the greatest thing online to check course prices and stuff like that. But I think, bear in mind, I don't know if I've got the right course or not, but the course I was looking at, it's not cheap. I think it's something like $4,000 or something like that to do a course. And that's doing it from home. And it's like, whoa. That may have to wait a while. So, but I'm going to go in anyway and see the actual people and find out. Because there's loads of different prices on there. One's for international students, I know that much. One says it's for concessions, one says it's subsidised, and then there's another price, and it's like, okay. Well, now I haven't got a concessions card because I'm not on the dole, and I'm not an old person. So no, I don't have that. But for the subsidised one, it's like, well, how do you get it subsidised? So, that one didn't go right. So yeah, so we will have to see on that one. I'm going to say that's a lot of money to fork out. I know it's going to be worth it because it's what I want to do. But still. When you're in a job that doesn't pay you a lot of money, because they're too tight, saving up that kind of money, it's going to take a while. And as long as I can stop Shane from spending money, I can start saving some up. But Shane's one of these, he sees something, he has to have it, and then never uses it. For example, the other day, it must have been last Thursday when we got paid. He pulled his muscle in his back, shoulders, from doing the straps on the truck. So he really needed a heat pack. One of these that you stick in the microwave that's got wheat in it. So he really needed one of these. So he called up the chemist to get one. He warmed it up. How it said. So he warmed it up. Used it for 30 seconds. Put it on the side. He's never used it since. I was like, are you meant to be using that? He said, no, it got too hot. I said, I did it how it said on the instructions in the microwave and it got too hot. I'll do it for less time than next time. I just never used it again. I was like, that was money well spent. So yeah, Shane's one of these. He sees things, he needs it. He really needs it. But then never uses it. It's like he really needed an ice cream machine. Sorry, not an ice cream machine, a yogurt making. I apologise for shaking around. A yogurt making machine the other Christmas. Because he really needed to make yogurt from home. So, who bought him it? I think his sister bought him it. I think. No, it wasn't. My mum sent his Christmas money over. So, theoretically, my mum bought it. So he really needed it. He made one batch of yogurt and it's sat in the cupboard ever since. That's been in there now over a year and been used once. It's the amount of times I say to him, are you going to use it? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Okay, we'll get it then. And then he don't use it. He is terrible for it. I was like, be sat outside on his phone, and then I'm coming, do you know what we really need to get? What do we really need to get this time, Jane? And then I'll say something like, yeah, no, we don't need that at all. Yeah, we do. No, we don't. The last thing he said we really needed to get was a Great Dane. It's like, why the heck do we want a Great Dane for? He says, so kids can go for dog rides. It's like, yeah, all right then. No, we're not having a Great Dane. For one, it's not fair on the dog because we're at the house for too long. Because we're at the house, as I say before, 12 hours a day. So it wouldn't be fair on the dog. Plus, the Great Dane would probably wreck the house. And I wouldn't dare leave it outside, not here, because of the cane toads. Because knowing my luck, the dog will get the cane toad. And then I'd have no dog. Plus, I don't agree with having a dog and keeping it outside constantly. I know some people do, because that's how they prefer it for security and stuff like that. But I don't like that. So, if I have a dog, it's an inside dog. That has free rein of the yard and everything. But I don't have a dog just to keep it outside and never pet it and play with it and stuff like that. So. Funny feeling this one may be a little bit of a shorter stitch with me this week. Already at 40 odd minutes. I'm running out of things to say. Apologies, I'm going to try and keep this still this time. I'll have a look out the window. And I didn't keep it still because I kicked the stand. Apologies for that. This one's going to make you feel seasick today. Excuse me, I just sneezed. So I've had a request for another stitch with me, on a specific project. So that one will be next week's. I'm not telling you what it is, but that's for next week. It is a project that I think I've already worked on before. On a stitch with me. I can't quite remember, but we're going to do it again anyway, even if I have. Which is good because I wanted to get some more work on that one anyway, especially when I've seen other people's projects or progress on it. And that one went completely wrong. Okay. And someone also mentioned as well, when we starting my Facebook group and doing the Zooms on there, they thought I wasn't going to do any more stitch with me's because of the Zooms. So it's not going to be the case. I'm always going to carry on doing my stitch with me's. I didn't do any for a couple of weeks because things were just chaotic and I just didn't have the time to get them done because of work, etc. So that was the only reason why the stitch with me stopped. So the stitch with me will continue. You don't need to worry about that. So yeah, so the stitch with me will still continue. So as I said before, as long as people are watching them, I'll continue to do them. Obviously, again, depending on life, you may not always get one every week. I'm going to hopefully continue to get it done every week. But you may not always get one every week. Same as my updates. Again, you may not always get one of them every week. But so far, I think I've only missed maybe 1 week of my updates. Oh, speaking of updates, my ear is still stuffed. I should have gone to the doctor's on Saturday, and the doctor cancelled, so I didn't get to go. So I have the receptionist asked me if I needed to see the doctor when I had to phone up to reschedule. And I says to her, well, I've had an ear infection for like 4 weeks. I says, he's given me some antibiotic drops, and he needs to check it to see if they're working. She went, oh, right, okay. So we'll make your telephone appointment. I was like, what? So yes, I have a phone appointment with the doctor, so he can see if my ears are working all right. Is that? How does that work out? I know the doctor's receptionists are kind of helpful, but really, a phone appointment to see if these drops are working in my ears. So I still can't hear properly out of it. I still keep getting pains in there, so I have a funny feeling he's going to refer me to the ear, nose and throat specialist, as well as sending me to get my hearing tested. I woke up the other day and I thought it was working okay. Well, I thought my hearing was okay. And then I put some earphones in. Well, I didn't even put them in. I tried to put them in and it was so painful. So I was like, well, they're not obviously working properly. And then, because obviously it worked, because of the noise of the source, we can use earphones. And then, a bit later on, I realised that my hearing hadn't come back. Everything was still muffled in one ear, but it just, I think, because it's been going on for so long, I think I just got used to the noise, being muffled. And it wasn't until, obviously, I tried to put some earplugs in that I realised it was still muffled. So, but I noticed how muffled it is, because like when I'm in the car, I have to keep turning the stereo up because I can't hear it. So 1 minute it's all right, and then the next minute I can't hear what's being said. So, as you know, some songs are louder than others and got more bass and stuff like that. Those I can hear. But when it's like doing the news or wherever like that, I have to turn the stereo up more than what I would normally do to hear it. So, and it's like, yeah, it's still not working right. So, I'll have to see what the doctor says when he phones up today. So I'll give you an update on that one at the weekend. So, right. So we're going to leave that there then for today. So what we've got done, we've got 307 stitches done. So not bad going for 47 minutes. And some of that was me shaking around while trying to look out the window to see what the car was that I heard. So that's everything for today. So again, if you've got any questions or any comments, please feel free to drop those down below. Again, you can email me. Email address, as always, is dizzystitcher@gmail.com, or I am on Instagram on the Dizzy Stitcher. So drop me a line if you have got any questions, or if you want to request a piece to be worked on for Stitch With Me. As I say, I've got next week's ones sorted out, so but any other ones I can put it on a list and then start working on them. So again, thanks guys for watching. Hope you got plenty of stitching and crafting done during this, and I will catch you in my next video. So until then guys, stay safe, happy stitching, happy crafting, and I'll catch you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye now.